right, guys, we're at what's going to be the start of the Georgia ZOOFARI Park, which is going to have a 7,000 square foot indoor reptile and mammal exhibit. There will be an entire outdoor mammal exhibit that we're going to walk out and see that's getting put in as well. And then probably coming in spring of 2027, there will be a huge drive-through safari park with hundreds of animals to see. So we're going to start showing you some of the stuff that's coming, and then we'll update you guys each time we come up and visit our friends up here and show you where this cool place is going to be built and how many new things that they're going to add and what parts we're going to have in it as helping them design this place. All right, guys, so this is going to be the entryway. You're going to basically walk in here. You'll have a ticket counter. You're going to check in with everybody. Most likely, we're going to have some cool gift shop stuff coming in here. There's been talks of doing one beautiful big giant reef tank on this back wall. So when you walk in, you can see this beautiful coral reef here. And then you'll have your nice counter and check in here. And then if you follow me, you're going to walk in this side. There's still lots to add, so we're going to have a little bit of imagination here as we go. But you're going to have a gigantic Amazon pond over here that's going to be a cool touch pond where you'll be able to feed freshwater stingrays. There'll be other lots of, probably have some big red-tailed cats in here that you'll be able to feed. We're going to probably end up having a giant island over here that will have basking lights and everything coming down from the ceiling. So you guys will actually have all kinds of cool turtles and stuff in here. The goal is to also have a cool fly river turtle swimming around in here, so people that have never got to see it. It's almost like a freshwater sea turtle from Papua New Guinea. So that'll be really cool in here. So this will be a cool interactive section for everybody. If you look over in this corner, you're going to have a really cool crocodilian lagoon. So, and the same down this wall is it'll basically be crocs all the way down this wall. So it's still to be decided on which croc is going to go where, but there will be a dwarf crocodile, American alligators, and a morlets that are all going to get set up in this section over here as it gets built. And both these ponds over here will most likely have underwater viewing windows, same as this one under here. So you'll be able to see them swimming underwater as well as see them sitting up and basking on the land. And then if we go over here, you're going to have a whole built-in wall with all kinds of cool, small, different types of frogs and lizards and everything that will get added as this starts growing and things start advancing with it. So right now it's really getting everything fine-tuned, the electric put in, what animals are going to go where, make sure everything's perfect for all these animals. As we get to later tonight, this gigantic enclosure right here with this cool pond in it, we're going to end up moving a big reticulated python that's over 17 feet long and a couple hundred pounds. So that will go in this cage later tonight as this starts advancing on where every animal is going to get its final placement. All right, we're going to go down this wall, which is going to have all kinds of large built-in enclosures for some of the different bigger species that are going to go in here, and even some small species. But you're going to have these cages completely decked out. Brandon's been hand building every single one of these enclosures. He's been doing the rock work, the plant work, the log work. I mean, making them perfect for these species. We're going to end up, I know this one for sure is going to have green tree monitors, which are in quarantine right now, but shortly they'll be in here in this jungle tank. And then one of these is going to have nice sailfin dragons. We've got some other big cages here for other big types of snakes that'll get moved in here. There's going to be an anaconda going in one of these guys. Some of the different desert cages going in, so we'll get some desert monitor species to go in here. We're going to have this luscious jungle in here with all these plants and a lot of trees to go in here, which will house some type of chameleon species. We still got to get the misting systems installed. And then we're going to walk down here. This will have a glass window here, but for now we can walk through it. This is going to be a really cool sloth room. So the sloths are going to get big giant trees, be able to go up tall and have their own canopy section. They're also going to have indoor-outdoor access, so they have their climate-controlled room for the winter time, and then in the summertime, if they want to go sit out in a nice warm Georgia weather, they can sit right outside, get some natural humidity, rain, sunlight, and then indoors when it's cold, they'll have this perfect climate-controlled room for them, which will be super cool. So you're going to follow us outside, and we're going to show you phase 2. All right, guys, so we're going to walk outside. We're going to show you the next steps of this process. There's a lot of outdoor enclosures going in. Excuse the construction mess because obviously this is all getting built. Hopefully, maybe fall, the outdoor section will be done. If not, it'll be spring of 2027. But we'll show you a little bit of the ideas that are coming along out here and a lot more to come. But there's really cool. So Brandon, who's been building this entire zoo, he is extremely creative. He is a car guy. He's a contractor. I mean, there's not much this guy can't do. He's figured out how to do it all. He has hand built every part of this building. He's done all the rock work, the plumbing work. He's come up with every design for all these cages. It's really cool to have a kind of construction background and love wildlife, because you could take the best of both worlds and put it into making really cool stuff for these animals. So it gives you a lot of creativity, which is a lot of fun, because you have these amazing octagon style cages, which are going to be super cool. They're 24 by 24. They're over 12 feet tall. You got 3 of them here. These animals will have a climate controlled building in the center, which will also be their catch cages, their lockdowns for storms. So an area to put them up when people need to come work, your staff needs to work in the cages and you want to put the animals up for cleaning and stuff. So that will all get put in the center over here. You're going to have all kinds of other cool enclosures going in out here for different types of species of birds. There'll be some fennec foxes, probably bat-eared foxes out here. There's they even have an albino coati, which is going to be really cool. What we talked about with the sloths outdoor section outside the building is getting installed here. You're going to follow me a little bit more. A lot of walking on this project, but thankfully it's not too hot today. So over here you have a big pasture area that's a couple acres. That's actually going to get kangaroos and wallabies are going to go out there. So that'll be super cool. So you'll be able to see the mobs of them bouncing around everywhere. In this section back here, which is really cool, there's going to be a couple different tortoise species. So there'll be some big sulcatas out here. They have aldabras, they have Galapagos. They have leopard tortoises, redfoots, radiated, some Indian star tortoises just came in. So there's going to be so many cool tortoise species out here. There's not a ton of stuff to do up in Georgia, so it's really neat to have a lot of these different species for the people that don't always get a chance to travel to Florida and these other tropical places to actually get to see all this stuff. In the back section over here, we're going to have all different types of exotic cats. So there'll be caracals and servals. There'll be some big cages that'll actually get built into the tree line for the species that like it cooler. So their hope to down the road is to work with clouded leopards, as well as some lynx species. So those will get built into real shady areas, and you'll have a whole woodland basically walk through back there to see. So you guys can see this pen is absolutely huge. This is going to be where they're going to have a whole bunch of capybaras for people to do meet and greets with. So the cappies will have all this nice space. We still got to put in the cool ponds back here in the shaded wood line. So it's going to be really cool. Tons of space. Hopefully the cappies will be happy. They'll have babies. Guests can see the babies, interact with all the family. I think this is going to be really cool when it gets all done. So the fence is up, the grass is growing in, but so much more to add to this to make it so much more unique for the animals. All right, so Brandon's wife, Ashley, absolutely loves otters. They are one of her favorite things. So in this big open section back here that you can see, there is going to be a really cool otter lagoon put in, so all her otters can be moved over from the other part of their zoo into this section so guests can see them. And it's going to be really nice right here. So I know that's one of the main projects that still needs to get completed because, you know, happy wife, happy life. All right, so this is going to be the kitchen and prep area, and as we talked about, Brandon is very creative, so he has actually designed all his own cabinets, he built his own countertops, he did all the framework in this room, so you're going to have a great prep kitchen for all the animals here. You're going to have big walk-in coolers and freezers going in, so there'll be plenty of room for all the produce, and then obviously there's still lots of cabinets and stuff to go in. You're going to have washers and dryers going in this corner, so we can keep all the animal stuff clean, and then you're going to have plenty of room for storage of all the food back here.
This place is spectacular already, and it is not even halfway done. They're going to have so many amazing animals. They already have so many amazing animals. They have ostriches. They have water buffalo. They have the mini highlands. They have otters. They have sloths. So many cool reptiles. So I'm really, really excited to watch this place develop, and excited to show you guys how it develops, and when it opens, if you're ever in Georgia, come by and check them out. That is one scary bird. Ostriches creep me out, only because they are so big. They look like dinosaurs. Yeah, I'm talking about you.
All right, guys, we're gonna go on a little tour of the drive-through safari park. Granted, everything's obviously still getting built. We will have this big entryway gate. Obviously, it's gonna get more grandiose when we get all done with this, but you're gonna drive through here and you can kind of get an idea of how the whole safari park's gonna look as it gets constructed and opens in 2027. This little guy is a cool little eastern box turtle, obviously native up here in Georgia and all the way up the East Coast. This little guy was just right in the middle of the road where we were driving, so we're just gonna move him to a nice little wooded area right off the road. But if you ever find box turtles in the wild, you really just wanna move them to somewhere safe if they're in the middle of the road. Just get them to a nice wooded line, because these guys kind of have almost like a homing beacon in them, and they like to live in one little 1 to 2 mile area. So if you take them far away, they naturally will always try to get back there and put themselves in harm's way trying to get back to their area. So they like to stay naturally in their little homes. So you always want to keep these guys really close to right where you see them if you have to move one out of the road. All right, so we're up in Georgia helping our friends Brandon and Ashley at their new safari park they're building. My friends Pam donated this amazing retic that's probably pushing close to 17, 18 feet now for this beautiful safari park. So we're gonna move this giant snake tonight that's probably 200 plus pounds into its new enclosure. So stay tuned. Give yourself some room for a second. Get you all the way up. Holy smokes, this thing is so big. We should have brought 10 people with us. It's all gonna go south. All right, let's start with getting you out of the cage. Okay.
How tall is she? Or how tall? How long is she?
It's probably like 17 feet. I gotta work you over here, because we don't want to manhandle you. Okay. Okay.
How heavy is she?
Enough to know that I don't spend enough time at the gym.
Maybe that's the problem.
That's part of the problem. We should have measured the snake while we had it out. Look at this. Open that little door and get a plan.
Yes. Hold on, I got you.
Yeah.
But make sure it's not
Is it a girl?
Yeah.
Why is it so strong? How do people survive the jungles? All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna leave Brandon and Ashley's. We gotta get to Jazz in the Jungle, the beautiful zoo gala that we're about to head to tonight. So we're definitely gonna get you guys some filming there, show you what it's all like, get to meet some of the other zoos from across the country. We're gonna check out a Southern Heritage Ranch and Georgia ZOOFARI, and we're gonna head to Jazz in the Jungle.